So if you watched my last video, you already know what's coming. Halloween is around the corner, and that means Rivals is about to drop not one, but two brand new limited styles. And let me repeat that clearly for everyone who still might be confused. These are not just skins, not just reskins like McNagi. These are actual new styles. Two unique versions, two completely fresh takes. Reaper SAE and Demon Shidou. Now today, we're going deep into Reaper SAE. I'll make a separate full breakdown video for Demon Shidou later, but this one is dedicated to SAE. We're going to look at the polls, the dev comments, the leaks, the expectations, and how this limited style could actually change the feeling of, something new in Rivals. Before we start, quick reminder, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. We're super close to hitting 30,000 subscribers, and I can't even tell you how much that means to me. So thank you all for supporting daily videos, and let's dive straight in. First off, let's set the record straight. Again, I'm going to repeat, Reaper SAE is not like McNagi. McNagi, at the end of the day, was just NEL Nagi with different animations, different VFX, and slightly altered sounds. It was a reskin packaged as a style. Fun? Sure. Worth pulling if you were a collector? Yeah, but mechanically it was still Nagi. Reaper SAE is different. Reaper SAE is going to be an actual new style with new moves. That means not just unique awakening animations, but new base moves too. Possibly a new shot, a new dribble, maybe even a steal, and that's huge. We know this because of the polls. Melted, who is basically the most active lead dev right now, the guy who cares enough to run daily polls in the official Discord, straight up asked the community, how many moves would Reaper SAE in base? Limited style. And that parenthesis right there confirms it. This is a limited style. Just like McNagi, it will be temporary. Once it's gone, it's gone. But unlike McNagi, it's not just a copy. Now in that poll, the winning option was 5 to 6 base moves. People wanted Reaper SAE to be overloaded. And Melted even admitted, 5 to 6 moves would be low-key overpowered. So realistically, it's probably going to be capped at 5. Still, 5 unique base moves is insane for a limited style. That's the kind of kit that puts him above half the permanent roster instantly. And then we got the poll that sealed the deal. Melted wrote, if we do Reaper SAE, should we do completely unique moves for his awakening? Since he doesn't want just a reskin, and plus his current awakening moves are not that cool to recreate as a Reaper. 83% of the community said yes, and that was basically confirmation. This isn't a reskin, this is a full reimagining. Reaper SAE is going to have a brand new awakening kit, with unique moves designed around the Reaper theme. Now let's think about what that actually means. SAE in the manga is already the type of player who, is tough. He is actually cold. So in my personal opinion, a Reaper theme fits him perfectly. Imagine a dribbling move where his footsteps leave behind dark trails or smoky effects like he's gliding through defenders. Imagine a shot where the ball leaves a faint red glow, almost like a soul being reaped. That's the kind of visual identity they can lean into here. And with unique awakening moves confirmed, we're guaranteed to see something cinematic. Here's the interesting part. Just yesterday, Melted also asked a question about Demon Shidou. He said, I have a really cool idea for Demon Shidou. If we do it, still super unconfirmed. But it's a defensive move, it's in Awakening. Are we fine with giving a striker a defensive move, only in Awakening? I know that poll is for Shidou, but if you connect the dots, it sets a precedent. If Shidou, a forward, can get a defensive Awakening move, then SAE, who's literally a midfielder, should absolutely get a steal move in Awakening. It only makes sense. If a pure striker gets to steal, then a midfielder like SAE should 100% have at least one Awakening move that functions as a steal or an interception. Anything less would feel inconsistent. And yes, I'll spoil a bit about Demon Shidou now, because it ties into this. If you've read the manga, Shidou is... I can say he is violent, explosive. Like fouls or even fights, he is actually a demon at this point. So giving him a defensive Awakening move that plays into that personality makes total sense. Imagine him smashing into a defender, stealing the ball with sheer brute force and then immediately transitioning into a demonic shot animation. That's the level of creativity we're talking about here. And if Shidou gets that, then Reaper SAE absolutely needs something equally fitting. Maybe an awakening move where he predicts the opponent's pass, cuts in, and launches a deadly counter. That's what I want to see. Now, the question a lot of you keep asking, when is this actually dropping? And the honest answer is, we don't have an exact date. There is no official confirmed release day for the Halloween event yet. But let's be real, it's a Halloween event. Logically, it's going to drop closer to Halloween. That means either the update right after the Don Lorenzo rework, or the one immediately following that. I don't think it'll be this next update. The one in just a few days on October 4th is dedicated to Lorenzo, so most likely Halloween hits in mid-October, lining up perfectly with the actual holiday. So yeah, don't expect Reaper SAE this week. Expect him in the next update window, either right after Lorenzo or the one right after that. But trust me, or don't, depends on Melted to be honest, he's coming. Now let's pivot for a second, because literally while I was editing this video, the devs pushed out a brand new update. And it included some really cool stuff that I need to highlight, because you might not have seen it yet. First up, a new Rivals reaction animation. That's right, Nell Rin and Nell Isagi now have a chemistry animation. To trigger it, you need both Nell Rin and Nell Isagi as your center forwards, and you have to activate it during kickoff when you're the defending team. If you do that, you'll get the animation. But heads up, it only works in a tiny window of a few seconds, so timing is everything. That's honestly awesome. It's a subtle feature, but it adds so much personality to the game. Second, Nell Isagi just got a new flow. They added the world-class Demon King flow. So if you're an Isagi main, you've got something brand new to flex. Third, they fixed some bugs with NEL Isagi, which honestly, thank God, because he's been one of the buggiest styles in the game since his rework dropped. So yeah, if you haven't already, go try out the new Rin Cross Isagi reaction, test out the Demon King flow, and see if you can pull it off. Then tell me in the comments how it went. I want to hear if you managed to land it. Back to Reaper SAE. What excites me most about this limited style is that it represents a shift in how the devs are approaching content. They're not just recycling characters anymore, they're experimenting. They're taking risks. And with the polls driving so many of these decisions, the community is directly shaping the game. That's why I keep covering these polls. Because 70 to 80% of the time, what wins in the polls actually gets added. That's not speculation, that's a pattern. And Reaper SAE winning every single poll so far means he's not just likely, he's inevitable. So let's summarize. We're getting Reaper SAE, a limited style with new base moves, new awakening moves, and a full Reaper theme that fits his personality perfectly. He's not McNoggy 2.0, he's a real playable new version of SAE with mechanics that make him unique. He'll drop during the Halloween event, most likely mid-October. Alongside him, Demon Shidou will also release with his own new moves, including possibly a defensive awakening that makes him even scarier. Both of these styles will be temporary, so if you want them, start saving your spins now. And in the meantime, check out the new Rivals reaction animation for Nell Rin and Nell Isagi, plus the Demon King flow for Isagi. This is one of the most hype months Rivals has ever had. We've got the Don Lorenzo rework, Halloween limiteds, new flows, new reactions, constant bug fixes, and polls shaping the future. Honestly, I think October could be the best month the game has ever seen.